Welcome to the highlights of the World Cup match between England and the West Indies at the MCG. Perfect conditions for this match and a vitally important game it is for the two teams. Each of them have a win so far, England having defeated India last weekend and then West Indies trampled all over Pakistan in the game here at the MCG the other day. So today's game between Graham Gooch's side and the one led by Richardson featured these players. First of all, the England team, Gooch himself as captain, then Botham, Smith, Hick, Fairbrother, Alex Stewart, Lewis, Reeve, Pringle, de Freitas and Tufnell doing the spin job for England. Gladstone Small, the pace bowler, is 12th man. And for the West Indies, they have in a very strong side, Richardson and Desmond Haynes. Brian Lara will open with Haynes. He was player of the match here the other day against Pakistan. Then Hooper, Atherton, Logie, Marshall, Williams, Ambrose, Benjamin and Simmons. So it's going to be West Indies to bat first, and we join play with no runs on the board. It's the second over. Lewis is the bowler, and Brian Lara, the left-hander, is taking strike.
Well, he's got it on the toe. Never sore enough. Now he's been hit smack on the box. And boy, he's not having a nice time of it, is he?
Well, he's man of the match against Pakistan, but that was certainly a nasty one first up. Lewis is sharp. He's not Dennis Willie. He's just sharp bowl, and that one really did cut back off the seam. And it was a nasty one. He was looking to go away to the offside, and it darted back from outside the off stump and struck him square on. A nasty blow. No bat there at all. Just a clean miss.
That's it. Out, caught behind. Big appeal, given out. Long as you want to go. Not surprisingly, he's been hit on the toe in one match, hitting the box first ball, and the next one, a big nick straight through to the keeper, and that was umpire Stephen Woodward making the decision in favour of England.
Sure, there was a bit of pad there as well. It was a dull thud of a noise. No, he's away from his pad. Big shout from Stewart here, had no doubt. Lewis runs down the pitch. A great start for England there on fire. And that's the end of Brian Lara. Man of the match, one match, a duck the next. West Indies in second over, 1 for none.
Richardson out in the centre. What a World Cup this is turning out to be. Victory for South Africa last night. Now the Englishmen off to a great start here. Oh, what a good shot. Magnificent cut shot that by Haynes. Short ball outside off stump. Desmond Haynes loves that shot. And whack, that's a bit of Calypso West Indian cricket for you.
That's the West Indies we love to see. In the ball short, playing an aggressive stroke. He really hit it hard. It was in the air for about 15 metres, but it was such power and timing. It raced away for 4, and that will force Lewis onto the back foot. It's just a fraction short. Beautifully played.
Got that one away. Not quite off the meat of the bat, but over the top of the square leg fieldsman's head. It's going down towards the boundary there, but as we've said before, it's a long, long boundary. What a good throw. Fairbrother running away after that one. He's from Lancashire. Getting it right over the bails.
It's a bad ball. It was too short. Haynes pulled that over mid-wicket. Didn't quite get it, but got enough bat on it to pick up 3. And unlike Pringle, Lewis just pitching short in this over, and the experienced Haynes just punted 7 runs. 7 valuable runs early on for the West Indies.
Richardson on strike now. In the air and wide of the cover fieldsman. De Freitas is going to change it. Forget about that. Into the fence she goes. 4 runs. 11 runs off that over from Chris Lewis. That's a better one for the West Indies. 1 for 16.
That's gone. Easy catch to first slip, and Ian Botham doesn't drop him that easily, and that's the second West Indies wicket to go, and Richardson, the captain, makes his way back to the dressing room. Chris Lewis finding the edge.
It's almost sort of slow motion cricket there. Richardson following that one, edging it to Ian Botham, who had to go low for it, but got it right in the middle of the mitts. And a good breakthrough there by Chris Lewis. West Indies 2 for 22. Well, Hooper is the number 4 for the West Indies. Very talented player.
Pringle. And lofted over the top by Carl Hooper. Deliberate shot. Won't go all the way. In fact, pitches into the turf and stops. And gives Robin Smith time to get back to pick it up. So 3 runs to Hooper, taking advantage of the fact that the innings is still in the first 15 overs, so that only 2 players can be outside the ring.
Pretty good shot. A little bit of outswing there for Pringle. The ball was never up there to take on the half volley. That's why he lofted it.
Good shot by Haynes. 4 runs. He really picked up the line of that ball immediately, just drifting down leg side. Haynes looks in top form today.
Well, if those the seams on this ball were raised, they'll be flattened a bit now, because that ball absolutely crashed into the cement at the base of the fence just behind square leg. Bang there. That'll flatten the seams out a bit.
Here's a very familiar and formidable figure of Ian Botham. That's a dismissal. High catch and taken with some difficulty in the end. Dermot Reeve, the fielder, and as Ian Chappell commented a short while ago, Carl Hooper gets out again in a very soft manner.
This is typical of his career. Attempting to, well, it almost looked like he was trying to pull that one over mid-on. Certainly it wasn't quite short enough for the shot. And a pretty easy catch there for Dermot Reeve. Easy wicket for Ian Botham. And already he's in the game with a catch and a wicket. West Indies 3 for 36.
New batsman is the left-handed Keith Arthurdon. Now, Philip de Freitas.
It's in the air. Alex Stewart has knocked it on to Ian Botham's leg. I don't think he's laughing. It's actually hit him just below the left knee. Alex Stewart dived away to his right. Just managed to get the end of the fingers to the ball and drove it straight into Ian Botham's leg.
Yes, not going to be happy about that Ian Botham, either Philip de Freitas or Alex Stewart. The only happy man out there is Desmond Haynes, and that's giving him a fair little nudge on the shin, and a little bit of a pantomime dance there as Both, it's the third man, field the ball.
Too short. Desmond Haynes likes those.
Certainly does, and has departed to the fence for 4. England bowlers have been very economical today because they've kept the ball up to the bat a little more than that and let the wicket do the work for them. This time Philip de Freitas just going a little short. And Desmond Haynes locking on that front foot quickly onto the back, and has gone away for 4. Don't see many better hook shots than that, especially in this type of game on this type of wicket.
Had a lot of practice against pace bowling over the years. It's in the air and he's gone. Fairbrother takes the catch, a very sharp catch. The backward square leg position. Desmond Haynes got pretty good contact, perhaps just a bit higher on the blade than he would have liked. The ball went just a little finer than he would have liked also. Straight into the safe hands of Fairbrother at backward square leg.
That spells trouble. Desmond Haynes going to do it again. A short leg taking evasive action, but Neil Fairbrother, no need. Straight into the awaiting hands, and a great wicket for England. The West Indies now struggling at 4 for 55.
Gus Logie is the new batsman for the West Indies, batting at number 6.
Conditions are perfect. It's 24 degrees, bright and sunny. That's in the air, but it's 4. You hit that right off the meat of the back fifth half, and going for the wider delivery. You really slashed that pass point in the air for about 40 metres, but went like a rocket to the point boundary.
In the previous over off Ian Botham, Keith Arthurton had a huge wind-up, which he missed comfortably. This time off Philip de Freitas, he's again attacked. He's lashed at this ball, wide of the off stump. He's hit it on the up, and neither batsman at any stage needed to run for that one. It's gone to the longest boundary. Split the gap there. It hasn't taken long to travel 90 metres, 100 metres or so to the point boundary there at the MCG.
Botham. Logie goes for the big one. That'll be 6 all the way over square leg into the stand at the southern end there. Magnificently timed pull shot right off the meat of the bat. The big crowd building up here, around about 16,000 in already. Enjoyed that shot from the diminutive Gus Logie.
One of Gus Logie's favourite shots, that Ian Botham just straying in his line a little bit there. He's been very steady so far. The ball aimed just by leg stump there. Gus Logie eyed up that short boundary, and it certainly wasn't going to contain him there. The ball's gone many a mile back into the seats. The field has become redundant. It's 6 runs to Gus Logie. We saw West Indies easily chasing 220 the other day here. So they'll want to get 200 at least if they possibly can.
Well, that's well fielded. His return catch, I believe. Didn't hang on to it. He struck it the speed of lightning back to Botham. He got both hands to it and put it down. Good effort.
Over the years, Ian Botham has caught some brilliant catches, and he'll be disappointed. You can see it on his face there. To him, he'd count that as a straightforward chance. To a lot of other people, they'd be quite happy to have stopped it. And that would have been another key wicket for England there. To have West Indies 5 down now would have been more good progress for them.
Yes, he was in position. Got both hands to it. He's a superb catcher.
Just missing leg stump, I reckon, but it's not going to matter. Have you ever seen anything more stupid than that? Well, I suppose we have seen a few things this year, but that's going to run it very, very close.
It's a very close thing with the LBW. I think Gus Logie was so keen to get his pads out of the line so that the umpire couldn't get a good look at it, but he started hurtling off down the pitch. Neil Fairbrother, feeling close on the leg side, just swooped on it, underarm with the left hand, clunk. Good night, Gus Logie. The West Indies really reeling here at 5 for 91.
The new batsman, Roger Harper.
Now Philip Tufnell.
$100 up for West Indies, but they need many more than that. They're into their 35th over. Arthurton 27 from 66 balls faced. Harper has made 3 and has strike now to Dermot Reeve. There's a man out there, takes the catch beautifully. Hick is the catcher, and Dermot Reeve has struck Roger Harper. Becomes the 6th wicket to go down. It's not quite suicide, but it's not far off.
Slipping down the leg side. The idea was right, but the placement was far from right. Graham Hick judging it very well, taking the catch low down. Dermot Reeve is delighted. Roger Harper not so. 6 for 102.
Malcolm Marshall is the new batsman coming out to replace Roger Harper.
That's down the ground, and it's gone clear for 6. A big hit by Keith Arthurton. He took on the fielders. He took the gamble. Right over the top. Pulls Marshall down for a word, and perhaps Marshall will have a word to him. It went for 6. There must have been a few anxious moments in the West Indies dressing room to see if it had cleared.
There was no doubt in the end it cleared way back, and the members there having a little bit of joy chasing the ball.
A run out here. Marshall Logan said run. We could hear it from here. And then turned his back on Malcolm Marshall. It was a run. And Marshall has been done.
Yes, that's cooked all right. Malcolm Marshall on his way. Keith Arthurton rolling this out just in front of point. Was very quick there, and off come the bails. Not a happy Malcolm Marshall leaving the MCG. Leaves the West Indies at 7 for 114.
New batsman is David Williams.
In the air, this could be out. Yes, he's got him. A little bit of a front edge there. I think he tried to close the face and chip it over mid-on. Perhaps the ball just held up a little bit. So De Freitas has struck. That one going to mid-on and Bill doing the catching.
Derek Pringle deceptively quick at times, actually. He's a very big man, but moves well. And he's had to get down quite low just to clutch that ball before it hits the ground, safely catching it. Good pair of hands again, Derek Pringle. And England have taken every chance they've been offered today. They've caught everything that's been in the air. Only the one problem earlier on. But now West Indies 8 for 131.
His favourite down here in Melbourne is Curtly Ambrose. He's at the non-striker's end at the moment. Who's got that one away. Square of the wicket. One bounce into the fence down there at square leg. In fact, it's gone over the top. So it's just cleared the rope down there. That's his 50 as well. Lovely shot.
From the ridiculous to the sublime. This is a great pull shot. Very quickly onto it. Just clears the rope there. It's the sort of shot West Indians love to play. And Keith Arthurton will have had plenty of practice at that in the Caribbean.
46 overs have been bowled, 4 to go. In the air and out. Well, it was bound to happen at some stage. Fairbrother doesn't drop him. He's at mid-wicket there. And rather like Alan Border, very safe hands, very quick. No problems at all taking this catch.
For once, Keith Arthurton not quite giving it everything. Trying to work it with his wrists over the infield there, not timing the ball. Neil Fairbrother's caught far harder catches than that. Wasn't going to make a fuss over that one. West Indies now 9 for 145.
The new batsman is Winston Benjamin.
It's a good shot and just wide of Tufnell. Yes, he may have improved, but not sufficient to bring off what would have been a miraculous catch. It was just out of his reach, in point of fact, about 2 or 3 feet away from his left hand.
Winston Benjamin's been watching Javed Miandad here. Javed, if you remember last Sunday, moved to the off stump a couple of occasions to flick the ball down to long leg. Where Tufnell's in, he's not on the boundary down there. He's on the edge of the circle, but 4 good runs to Winston Benjamin.
There she goes, in the air, going down to third man. This will be out. Yes, he's got him. De Freitas down there making the catch. That one off the edge, flying away down towards third man. And so Ambrose out, caught in the deep.
Well, the tactic working there for Graham Gooch and Chris Lewis. Curtly Ambrose aiming what can only be described as a bit of a heave to the offside, miscuing a top edge comfortably in Philip De Freitas' hands at third man.
Welcome back. Well, that was only a moderate performance from the West Indians. Back to some of the form they showed in the Benson Hedges World Series Cup. This is the way they finished up at the conclusion of their innings, and just 4 men in double figures. 38 for Haynes, 54 for Arthurton. Logie made 20 and Benjamin was 11 not out. 157, that is a very, very ordinary effort. And the bowling figures for England underline just how much they were on top. Lewis 3 for 30. De Freitas bowled very well, 3 for 34. 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 30 for Botham. And Reeve, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 23. So 158 is the target for England, and they are looking very good at the moment.
Graham Gooch will be on strike. Curtly Ambrose is the bowler from the outer end, southern or outer end. And he has 2 slips in a gully. And just wide of the second of those 2 slips. Was very catchable for a 3rd slip. Just out of reach of the 2nd slip, Carl Hooper.
Not a real positive shot there from Graham Gooch. Steering the ball. Fortunately for him, he steered it wide of 2nd slip.
Nice shot. It's the most confident looking shot we've seen so far in the innings. It's none for 10 after 4. That's beautifully timed. Richard Harper's going to get it. He can't stop the 4. All run.
Marshall just hasn't quite got it right. Graham Gooch, on the other hand, starting to find the middle of the bat.
Off, that's it. A dozen off that over from Malcolm Marshall. England none for 27 after 8.
Cracked away for 4. As soon as the bowlers have been short, batsmen have had the room, and that's a very confident stroke for a boundary. No wicket for 33. Wide from the pad down towards fine leg. The all count. It did come from the bat, signaled by umpire Woodward. Wide of Williams. A wayward delivery to start with. 4 more.
It was a shout of catch it, but well, perhaps the bottom of the glove. Yes, there it is, straight off the glove and out of David Williams' reach.
And that's almost a brilliant catch by Williams. See what the umpire will give here. There was a big deflection. Came off the bat, and there's applause from the crowd here for Williams for the effort.
It's a spectacular try. It may even, in the end, have arrived a little bit too slowly for him. Benjamin is sharp in pace, bowling from fairly wide on the crease, slanting in, and then going away off the seam for the catch. Wicket-keeper David Williams takes it. And the first one down, precisely what Richie Richardson needed from his team.
At just about the right time. Didn't look as if the England batsmen were in any difficulty. Good catch by David Williams, but a very good delivery from Benjamin, defeating Botham, finding the edge, and Botham goes for 8. England at 1 for 50 in the 14th over. So Robin Smith, the batsman who is in form,
used his feet beautifully, locked it over the lap, all the way to the boundary. It's 4th boundary to Graham Gooch. It's 1 for 71. There it is. It's the one they needed. Robin Smith going the pull shot. Onto him too quickly. Gus Logie come in from square leg. And all of a sudden, Haynes' turn. That's what they needed.
Little cut on the back there for Gus Logie. Thanks, mate, was the word, I think. Here's the shot, short ball, and it was onto him a little quicker, I think, than he expected. Straightforward catch to Logie. That's a big wicket for the West Indies. They needed it desperately, and the man who produced it for them, Winston Benjamin. So Smith out. He's out for 8 off 28 balls, caught by Logie. Benjamin doing the damage. And England 2 down now for 71.
Graham Hick taking guard.
In the air, but that's quite safe. Most of the field up in the circle. Hick deciding that he'd rather get this game over sooner than later. The England supporters in the crowd say it all.
It's a trademark shot of Graham Hick. He enjoys that shot over mid-off. Nice straight bat and cleanly hit.
Ambrose bowled 6 very good overs at the start of the innings. And yeah, there's plenty of gaps out there.
Graham Hick will be very grateful for any gifts like that. It's normally hard enough batting against the West Indies, so that anyone who bowls short outside leg stump and leaves the area completely unprotected will pay exactly that penalty, 4 runs.
It's the 50 for Graham Gooch. He's done it on many occasions. Panic stations here for Richardson. As we said before, the net run rate will have a big bearing on, or could have a big bearing on, final placings for the semi-final. West Indies would prefer to win the game, but if they can't win it, they have to stop England winning comfortably. So the captains have got a lot to consider. Marshall bowled 4 overs for 23 at the start of the night, so he'll need to improve on length more than anything else. He bowled far too short, far too inconsistently. And the ball flies across the outfield here. Malcolm Marshall just hasn't been able to get it right this evening. Too full, too short, too wide.
Graham Gooch has worked a lot on his game. This is one of his secrets. This is one of the facets he's worked on, trying to get himself to hit the ball straight, to keep the delivery of the bat coming down straight. And you can tell by the path of that ball splitting the gap between mid-on and the stumps how straight he's playing tonight. It's a very good sign when Graham Gooch is playing that way.
Into the backward square leg fence, and that will bring the England supporters to their feet. Even some of the good-looking ones.
Great shot from Graham Gooch. That's actually angled in nastily towards Graham Gooch's chest and neck. He's just taken the head away at the last moment, but not before he's had a good enough look at it to hit it one bounce down to the square leg boundary for 4, and probably close to being called a no ball there.
It's a beautiful straight drive. Quite riddled it, so it'll be cut off. Graham Gooch won the toss and decided that he would put the West Indies in here. So England having to bat second. Oh, he's got him. Yes, he stumped him. That one turned, went down the leg side. And I tell you what, he did very well to get the ball back there. It did turn quite sharply. Gooch missed it. And for a second, it looked as if he fumbled it.
I think it got caught up in his clothing. As it bounced off his arm and onto his chest and then down into his glove. Well, Graham Gooch has gone. Very good innings from the England captain. Beaten by the spin there. A fumble and another fumble, and then off go the bails. Gooch out for 65. Stump Williams bowled Hooper. It's 3 for 126.
Neil Fairbrother, just 17 matches, hasn't been around for too long. Pulled that one away beautifully. It's bounced and he's kept it in. That's very clever work. There we are. He ran around the boundary, knocked it down, ran outside the rope, then came back in, picked it up and whipped it over the bails.
That's a brilliant piece of work. Just shows he's a thinking cricketer as well.
So England really cruising through. They've had this match in control almost from the very beginning. Got a wicket with the second ball of the second over. And that's a great shot over extra cover for 6. Very unusual to see a hit over extra cover, which carries all the way. That brings up the 50 for Graham Hick.
That might be the shortest boundary on the ground, but it's still a beautifully struck shot. And not a bad way to bring up your 50. Graham Hick played very well here tonight. He's taken over the responsibility since Gooch left and brings England closer to victory.
Return actually just brushed the stumps. Hick hustling home. Didn't quite hold it. And he's claiming the catch. Graham Hick is not certain about it at all. Harper is certainly clear about it in his mind. Now, the question here for the umpires is, did he hold it long enough? It goes off. I don't think he really waited for the umpires. He just checked with Roger Harper. There was no decision from the umpires because none was necessary. Graham Hick decides, yes, once the bowler tells me he's taken it. The catch was taken cleanly. Now, Harper throws it up, and perhaps there we see that he has held it long enough.
No doubt at all, actually, that Roger Harper had got to that ball. He is a very, very agile fielder, a great catcher, great mover. And he just simply got the ball, threw it up to celebrate his late victory or late wicket. Graham Hick's played very well there for that 54. He'll be just disappointed not to see it through. England so close to victory here in the 39th over, and it's just delaying the final moment somewhat. England 4 for 156.
New batsman is Alex Stewart. 2 needed, and there they come off the edge. England have won with an edged 4 by Neil Fairbrother. They wave to their supporters. England with their second victory in 2 matches in the World Cup.
Back. Well, that was a great performance from England. They were dominant all the way through the match against the West Indies. This is the way their card looked at the close. 4 for 160. They needed 158 to win, and it took them only 39.5 overs. 2 very good partnerships. First of all, Gooch and Botham, a half century, even though Botham only made 8, and then 55 between Gooch and Hick. So an outstanding performance from the England batsmen. The bowling figures for the West Indies: Curtly Ambrose bowled quite beautifully again, and with no luck, 8 overs for 26. Marshall 9 for 37. Benjamin, I thought, was very sharp in pace, looked good. 1 for 38 for Hooper and 1 for 30 for Roger Harper. Now down the presentation area, here's Tony Gregg with the 2 skippers and the player of the match.
Thanks, Richie. Well, very well played, Graham Gooch. Your $3,000 cheque.
Thank you.
And a magnificent performance. Not a bad toss to win, though.
Yeah, I thought the wicket might do a little bit, but in fact it moved around quite a bit out there, and our guys made best use of it and got a few wickets, and then of course the West Indies were under pressure then, and they struggled from then on, and chasing 150 wasn't going to be that easy because they've got some very good bowlers, obviously, but we're pleased to win.
2 wins, 2 matches, that's 4 points, and I don't know if you know this, but you're also at the top of the net run rate. Have you got around to this net run rate yet?
Yeah, I think I got the idea of it, but we just like to keep trying winning, obviously. The idea at the beginning is getting the semi-finals, and then you're 1 game away from the finals, so that's what we're working towards, and we're playing well at the moment, and we've got to keep it up.
Well done today, and good luck down in Adelaide against Pakistan.
Thanks, Tony.
Right, well, Richie Richardson's been good enough to come down too and collect the $1,500. Bad luck. That was a good toss to win. It did a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought the wicket had a bit in it early on, and the English bowlers bowled very well, and we struggled. In the end, we didn't get enough runs.
Yes, is there anything you can do, Richard? Obviously, you've won one now and lost one, so, I mean, it's still, everything's still in the balance. 2 spinners, are you perhaps going to consider changing that? Do you think you might...
Well, we have to wait and see. I guess it all depends on the surface. I mean, when I looked at the wicket, it looked pretty hard, it looked pretty good, you know, but in the end, it didn't turn out that way, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, bad luck today. Good luck in the next one.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we've also got a man of the match, and the man of the match gets this Benson Hedges World Cup gold medallion, plus he gets a cheque for $500, and in this match, it was the England bowler, really he's an all-rounder, Chris Lewis. Congratulations, Chris. There we are. You can have that medal as well. Very well bowled. Did you enjoy bowling on that? Nice, a good toss to win it was, wasn't it?
It certainly was from a bowling point of view. I mean, it's nice to get a wicket with a bit of bounce in it and with a bit of movement. And it's always nice to pick a few wickets up, especially early on in a one-day game. And
this England side fielding really well too.
Yeah, I think we're a very good side. We're a good all-round side. We field well, we bowl well, and we're batting well at the moment. Well, we're all very confident.